What's up, guys? It's Benny. We just got back from the White House here at the airport right now, where we were able to ask a question at the press briefing. It was a great honor. We also were able to do our show from inside of the fake Joe Biden White House from the fake little Resolute desk that he had there. It was a blast. Anyway, the live stream went great. And then we moved on over to the White House press briefing room where you can see here, look at the faces on the corporate media reporters. Look at the audible disgust and hideous anger and hissing that when they send you out there, it's like a masked singer like thing where they don't know who the new media seat is. And I went walking out there and the entire room groans. It's like, it's really funny. Anyway, the point is that we were able to do two things, and we were able to ask two questions, and I wanted to spend them wisely, and I want to spend them on something that obviously means something to me. And what President Trump has done in Washington, D.C. to take over the city of Washington, D.C. is, I think, one of the most important acts ever taken by a U.S. president. The reason why is that this is our nation's capital, and it shouldn't be a place where you go to die. Everybody should have a right, actually, a birthright to move here and live here and be safe here. And that is what President Trump is restoring. And so I gave a little anecdotal, I hate doing this, but I gave a little anecdotal story about what my experience was like here, and then called all the reporters in the room liars and saying, like, you're a liar if you're saying that DC is somehow safe or some wonderful place to live in. And then this administration, thank you, because, well, all Americans should have a right to go to their capital city, a city that their forefathers built, and enjoy it in safety and security. And so here's that question.
Let's get started. And as always, we'll start with our new media seat, who is our podcast host today, Benny Johnson. Benny, why don't you kick us off, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Karoline. As a DC resident of 15 years, I lived on Capitol Hill. I witnessed so many muggings and so much theft. I lost track. I was carjacked. I have murders on my Ring camera and mass shootings. I witnessed a woman on my block get held up at gunpoint for $20, and my house was set ablaze in an arson with my infant child inside. And so to any reporter that says and lies that DC is a safe place to live and work, let me just say this. Thank you. Thank you for making the city safe, because no parent should have to go through what my family went through, having the fire department rip open their door to save their infant child. And so thank you for your work on securing this city. My question to you is this. Nancy Pelosi has attacked the president for deploying the National Guard to the city, saying that it is to cover for his incompetence. Hillary Clinton has also attacked the president for securing the city of Washington, D.C. I'd like to get your response to Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton.
Sure. Well, first of all, Benny, I'm so sorry that happened to you and your family. There have been, unfortunately, far too many victims of crime in this city, and I know the majority of residents in the District of Columbia agree with you. In fact, a new poll from the Washington Post I was reading this morning, this was released in May of 2024, so it's quite funny how many of you in the media agreed with what the president was saying yesterday, but now once the president says it, many of you are disagreeing with him. But this poll released by the Washington Post found that 65% of district residents think crime is an extremely serious or a very serious problem, and this was up from 56% last year. So the concern that you share with so many other residents in the District of Columbia is real, and that's why this president is taking action to address it. To get to the heart of your question, I think it's despicable that Democrats cannot agree that we need more law and order in a city that has been ravaged by violence, crime, murders, property theft. This should be a winning issue for all Americans. I don't understand. It's just anything President Trump does, the Democrats want to disagree with. I think the president would love to work with Democrats on this issue to bring law and order to America's cities, but unfortunately they have failed, and that's why he's taken this historic action to federalize the National Guard. And as you're seeing from last night's numbers, we already have seen success. We are removing violent offenders, we are arresting criminals, and we are removing drugs and firearms off of the streets of the city to make it safer for all of its residents.
So that was the serious part of the question, and I'm glad that, well, Karoline brought the receipts. Then comes to the very important part of the question, which is, will the Presidential Medal of Freedom be given to Big Balls? Big Balls is a Doge staffer who is a hero. The reason why he's a hero is because Big Balls, and why he deserves this Medal of Freedom in particular, is because he saved a woman from being mugged by 7 thugs in Washington, D.C. He saved her life. He ended up being bloodied and left for dead in the streets. And he didn't have to do that. He could have just walked away. Big Balls is a hero, and he deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So I asked about it. Here we go. Just a very quick follow-up to that. Given the heroic actions of a member of this administration just a few blocks from this building, will the president consider giving the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Big Balls?
I haven't spoken to him about that, but perhaps it's something he would consider. I'll ask him and get back to you, Benny. Thanks for being here. Gabe.
Well, this is it's made a lot of news. We're trending now. It's a really exciting day, and it was an honor to be at the White House and to be able to deliver for the American people. I mean, this is obviously something that is very important to our future of our country. It's something that's very important to the ability to run a country and a nation. What does it say about Western civilization if the seat of Western civilization is in total collapse and decline and is a crime-ridden hellscape? It's very bad. And so anyway, thank you. Hope we made you proud as the show. And if you need further update on Big Balls, well, we got it right here for you. Don't worry, buddy. We're pulling for you. It's your boy Benny. I got a flight to catch. See you. Thanks for tuning in.
Fox News alert. The infamous Doge Lieutenant Big Balls was just jumped in D.C. by up to a dozen gang members. Viewer warning, the image we're about to show you is bloody. Elon Musk says Edward Korestein, known as Big Balls, was assaulted after trying to stop a gang from assaulting a woman in her car. The woman's now safe, but Korestein is left with a concussion. The president reacted earlier today. Watch.
Somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
Random attacks and robberies, nothing new in D.C. We've seen elected officials, government employees, even Biden's granddaughter become victims of the Capitol. If they don't secure the city, Trump will.